Warning, the following video contains subject matter that some audiences may find offensive. Viewer discretion is advised. If you are a parent and your child uses TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube Shorts, you need to check any videos they have uploaded and more so check the comments on those videos, as there are lots of people saying unspeakable things possibly about your child. Some of the things that are being said is disgusting and should never be spoken about a child. Source: Comparitech.com. The article is called "The Rising Tide of Child Abuse Content on Social Media." Facebook flagged a staggering 73.3 million pieces of content under child nudity and sexual exploitation. From Q1 to Q3 of 2022, just 4 million short of 2021 overall total of 77.5 million. According to the social network's latest transparency reports, 44% of this content was flagged in Q3 of 2022 and 30% in Q2 of 2022. This suggests 2022 is going to be a record-breaking year for CSAM content on the platform. As our previous findings reported, Facebook isn't alone. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Snapchat, Discord, and LinkedIn combined remove millions of posts and images that fall foul of community guidelines regarding child abuse. When talking about child sexual abuse images, the discussion often pertains to those shady corners of the internet, Omegle, the dark web, Usenet, end-to-end encrypted chat apps, etc. But the problem isn't limited to private groups or anonymous platforms. Thousands of images and posts containing child abuse, exploitation, and nudity are removed by the biggest names in social media every day. Below, we take a look at how 2022 compared to previous years for these types of reports and try to find out what happens to all of these pieces of flagged content. What are big tech companies proactively doing to combat the problem? How many of these cases are referred to law enforcement? And how successful are individual countries in investigating these cases? This video is not designed to scare you, just make you aware of the current issue. Tech media companies are not doing enough to tackle this problem and putting people's lives at risk. I found this out by mistake one day when looking through Instagram Reels. After looking at the comments, I was horrified at what I saw. I started by reporting to the social media companies involved. Few weeks turned to months, nothing was being done. So this is why I am doing this video. After checking other platforms, I come to realize that this was widespread across all social media platforms. I would check all other applications that your child has installed on their devices, see if they have been compromised. YouTube Shorts, on some video comments are disabled, but not all of them. Instagram, all comments are on, even on the videos your children are making. To you and me as parents, they are innocent videos, but not to strangers. Recently, disgraced star known as Gary Glitter was reported for looking at children on TikTok doing gymnastics. How the internet is drowning in child sex abuse content. The problem: children love social media, and so do sexual predators. Social media enables the two to interact, with awful consequences for millions of children who end up physically exploited and featured in child sexual abuse material. In 2019, close to 70 million images of child abuse were reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The vast majority of this material was circulated on social media, in particular Facebook platforms. Child predators use social media to identify children for sexual grooming and exploitation. The closed or private social media groups in which predators operate enable them to connect with like-minded peers and trade tips on how to secretly record and share CSAM. Tech companies are legally required to report CSAM when they discover it, but not to proactively look for it. As reports of CSAM continue to soar, multiple platforms, including Facebook, are aggressively pursuing plans to encrypt their platforms, which would reduce their liability for reporting CSAM. The specifics: most U.S. laws refer to any visual depiction of sexually explicit conduct involving a minor as child pornography, but increasingly this imagery is defined as child sexual abuse material to more accurately reflect what is depicted: the sexual abuse and exploitation of children. In some cases, children get abused by persons known to them, who then post images of the abuse online. In other cases, children get groomed by online predators. Predators use chat rooms and news feeds to develop a relationship with their intended victim. Before long, the victim is asked to supply intimate and compromising images. Predators can gain access to children on social media because many parents are not aware of how dangerous online environments can be or don't know how to lock down their children's profiles. In some cases, predators or criminal groups groom children to send them sexually explicit images and then threaten to post those images publicly unless the child supplies more. This process is known as sextortion and can happen to adults too. Key facts and figures. A study by the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children surveyed 40,000 school-aged children and found that 25% indicated they have live-streamed with a stranger on a social media platform. A recent survey led by the Canadian Centre for Child Protection found that 67% of CSAM survivors said the distribution of their images impacts them as profoundly as the hands-on abuse because the images are permanent and the distribution never ends. Two 2018 reports based on National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and Interpol data found that girls feature in the overwhelming majority of CSAM. Prepubescent children are at the greatest risk to be depicted. When boys are victimized, they are much more likely than girls to be subjected to explicit and violent abuse. CSAM reports to National Center for Missing and Exploited Children have soared 10,000%. Current law. U.S. federal law prohibits the production, distribution, importation, reception, or possession of any image of child sex abuse material. Specifically, Section 2251 makes it illegal to persuade, induce, entice, or coerce a minor to engage in sexually explicit conduct for the purposes of producing visual depictions of that conduct. Any individual who attempts or conspires to commit a CSAM offense is subject to prosecution under federal law. Internet firms can face fines and other penalties for knowingly hosting CSAM. Proposed legislation would make platforms responsible for finding, removing, and reporting it. Proposed legal reform. Legal reform should create incentives for the tech industry to develop more efficient tools to detect and remove CSAM, including a common standard for detecting CSAM in video. Congress should also open a path to justice for victims of CSAM through state and civil courts. How to stay safe from online predators. The U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation recommends discuss internet safety and develop an online safety plan with children before they engage in online activity. Establish clear guidelines, teach children to spot red flags, and encourage children to have open communication with you. Supervise young children's use of the internet, including periodically checking their profiles, posts, and contacts. Keep electronic devices in open, common areas of the home and consider setting time limits for their use. Review games, apps, and social media sites before they are downloaded or used by children. Pay particular attention to apps and sites that feature end-to-end encryption, direct messaging, video chats, file uploads, and user anonymity, which are frequently relied upon by online child predators. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security recommends the following safety tips to keep in mind while using social media. Never share pictures of yourself online that you wouldn't want to be seen by your family, teachers, or a total stranger. Set user profiles to private so only real friends have access. Know who you're chatting with. A friend is not always a friend. Treat people online as you would in person. Be polite. Don't share personal information online such as your full name, school, address or phone number, or user passwords. Don't meet up in person with any stranger you met online. Report suspected abuse to a trusted adult. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says common tactics to entrap kids include grooming the child by developing a rapport through compliments and likes, engaging in sexual conversation, role-playing as a grooming method rather than a goal, asking the child for sexually explicit images, sending images themselves, or mutually sharing images, pretending to be younger or posing as one of the child's schoolmates, offering an incentive such as a gift card, alcohol, drugs, lodging, transportation, or food. Don't let these people into your home. Stranger danger is real and it's not just outside anymore. It's in your home and it's all around your children. Stop you children using these applications or supervise them when using. Don't allow your child to wear anything that could say where they live or go to school in neutral clothes. Talk to your child. Make sure they are aware of the dangers on social media. Ask them to act how they would act at school and out in the street, and when on camera fully dressed and respectful. Children are just trying to be like their YouTube or Instagram stars. After looking all this up, I came across a YouTuber called Mama Max. Mama Max is a YouTuber that helped catch predators online, and he has been doing this for a long time. After watching some of his videos, he has seen in the comments children being asked to take showers on video. Because children has seen their YouTube stars do this, they might not see this as strange for someone to ask. But this is child exploitation. I'll pop a link to Mama Max YouTube channel in the description. As the world changes and technology changes, we must protect those around us, our families and loved ones. Please like and follow for more real-life stuff on this new channel. Thanks again.